Well, hello everybody! This is WolfyMelon here with a brand new update and a brand new video for you lovely people out there. It's been quite some time. I guess let's say this is the first proper video of 2021, and I've got some really fun things that I would obviously like to do with the channel this year, and I just have a few updates and things that I would like to share with you in terms of really what's been going on and why I haven't been uploading quite so regularly. And after that, we're going to have a look at my top 5 Monster Hunter covers, the covers that I've really enjoyed playing and learning so far throughout my Monster Hunter cover journey. So, what's really been going on with WolfyMelon at the moment? Well, to be honest, it really comes down to the way I've been recording covers for these past few years has finally reached a bit of a problem. Some of you may know that I live and work in Germany now, and normally I would have gone back to England to record my covers and then upload them there. And, well, obviously with everything that's been going on right now, I just haven't been able to fly back to England, and when I have been able to go back, I've just wanted to make the most of spending time with my family. So it's been kind of a difficult time, I guess, maybe just with prioritizing things that I've wanted to do and just making sure I keep on top of my work and everything else. But rest assured, I haven't forgotten about the channel. I've got lots of things that I would really like to try and do with the channel this year, and obviously I have a few exciting updates that I would like to share with you guys. So hopefully that's going to bring with it some new content, because I'm finally getting myself sorted with some of the equipment that I need to be able to create more covers for you now that I am over here. Now, one of the most exciting things I would have to say is that I have finally ordered myself a new piano, which is currently on the way, which is absolutely amazing. I'm super excited. It's not going to be exactly the same as what I used before, so when the covers do come out, obviously it's going to be a slightly different sound, but it's obviously going to be a start, and now that I'll actually have all the equipment and things that I need, I'll actually be able to get some covers out, and I'm super excited to actually start learning some new music, especially now that with the excitement of Rise, I'm super hyped to be able to learn some more music and some more covers. And to be honest, I had a few covers that actually were kind of in the works for quite some time. I just obviously never got around to recording them, including the Fatalis theme, which was one that I've been basically learning since about the end of last year. So I'm kind of hoping that once I get everything sorted, that would be one of the covers that I would really like to get finished before hopefully we have some amazing new Monster Hunter Rise music to listen to. I've already loved what I've heard so far, including the amazing arena theme. So that's kind of really the update for the channel, and I just thank you for all of your understanding in these kind of difficult times, but I'm super excited to actually be able to start getting everything set up. So, on with today's main event, which is an idea actually I had for quite some time, to create my top 5 covers that I really enjoyed playing and I enjoyed learning throughout my time doing this channel. I mean, it's not really the idea to sort of say, oh, I dislike certain covers and I really like these covers. It's not going to be in any particular order. It's mainly just these covers I really enjoyed playing. I thought they were really fun to learn, or they translated really well to piano. It's part of the reason I guess I decided to do a top 5 instead of a top 10, because then I can really think carefully about which covers I want to choose, even if the choice is going to be really difficult. It seriously was pretty difficult to be able to narrow it down to these 5. So, as I said, in no particular order, we are going to have a look at my top 5 covers, and I really hope you find this interesting. So, for my very first cover, I would have to pick the You Can Loss theme. Now, I couldn't actually believe how old this video was when I looked back at it through my content that I've already done, and it was over 4 years old, which was pretty insane. I think this was probably one of the most challenging covers I remember doing at the time, and I was super proud of this. But one of the things I really loved about this cover in particular was just the energy of the piece. It has a lot of really dramatic kind of moments. The movement in the hands is really fast. It kind of has that feel as if something is flowing and coming through the ice, which those of you that have fought Yukanlos will definitely be able to relate to. And I think just overall this piece was one that was just really enjoyable. I think it just translated super well to piano, and it definitely was a challenging piece to do, I think, early on, back when maybe I didn't take quite so much time in trying to get these pieces exactly as they sound in the games. But I was really proud of this one, and this was actually one I used to recommend to people when they wanted to know what I did for my channel. I'd be like, hey, check out this cover, I think this one's really cool. And yeah, I think it's a really good spot for my very first choice in my top 5 Monster Hunter covers. So that's my first choice, Yukanlos. I think that was a pretty good one to make, and I obviously have 4 more that I would like to share with you guys. Now, my second one that I have chosen is one from Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, I'm pretty sure, and it's actually a piece that appears near the end of the game. It's super cute and super fun, and it has to be Let's Nyance. Now, I absolutely love the cheerfulness, the happiness that this piece brings. It's such a great piece to have at the very ending of the game, because I guess it really wraps things up. It's like, hey, you know, you've beaten the game, you've won. Here's pretty much a party with all of the characters that you've met. And yeah, I just think it's such a happy and cheery, fun piece to play. I really enjoyed playing it. It was just super enjoyable. The way that I have to try and get my hands to kind of jump around the piano. It has a lot of very cute and playful motifs, like little short musical ideas. There's actually one near the end of the piece that always makes me laugh whenever I hear it. And just overall, this piece, a bit like Yukanlos, it was fast and energetic, but it was just really fun. And I think this piece, again, translated really well to the piano. Just overall a really fun and happy piece to kind of lift the mood as I'm playing. It's definitely one I still enjoy playing to this day. So we've got Yukanlos and Let's Nyance, and we're going to move on to my third cover. Now this one, actually, we're starting to move on to some of the more modern Monster Hunter music, and this cover I actually started learning when the demo for the game came out, and that has to be the music for the Hoarfrost Reach. Now, as I already said, I think I started learning this cover actually when the demo for Iceborne came out, and it was just something that really caught my attention straight away. It's incredibly catchy. I think one of my favorite things that I love about this piece, that I loved about playing it, was the bass line in the left hand, and it's something that you can really hear in the original music. And part of my challenge, the thing that I love about doing covers, is being able to translate a piece which is really orchestral, it's meant for loads of instruments, and I have to try and kind of squeeze that down to just one instrument with 2 hands. And the bass line was something I really had to keep in there because it was just so catchy. And again, it was just really fun to play. It has tons of movement and energy. I really like how the piece, I guess how the piece kind of represents the snow and the ice. It's very difficult to explain. I guess just with kind of like the high notes in the right hand and pairing that with the bass in the left hand, it just has an overall very nice sound that I think worked super well in the piano, and this definitely reaches my number 3 spot in covers that I have really enjoyed doing. So, continuing on from that, we now are 3 covers down with 2 covers left to go. Now actually, my number 4 spot is going to belong to a cover which actually is from the very same game. It's another Iceborne cover. This one, again, I would have to say is just one that I still enjoy playing to this day. Probably a little bit different from the other ones that have been quite lively and energetic so far, but my top 4 spot has to go to the Celiana theme. Now, one of the things I absolutely loved about this theme was just it really worked so well on piano, the way that it flows, the way that it kind of uses these broken chords. It just has such a lovely sound, and I think this is one of the things with all of the Monster Hunter Village themes in general, they all work super well on piano. I think it's probably because of the fact that these pieces have quite recognizable melodies, and the melody line in them is quite strong. And then obviously when I put that on piano, it just, I guess, just seems to work. But I loved the key that this was in. It just felt really nice on the piano to play, and the way that it kind of moves between the hands, I really enjoyed too. It's definitely a piece I still enjoy playing to this day, just because of how pretty it sounds, and I think it really did a good job of representing the kind of snowy village of Celiana. Now obviously there is the kind of nighttime theme as well, but I would have to say that the day theme is probably my favorite out of the two. So we're going on to my very final cover of my top 5, and this one we're going backwards again to a different Monster Hunter game. We're actually going all the way back to my very favorite Monster Hunter game, and that is 4 Ultimate, and it has to be the theme of Shigaru Magala. Now I have to say, I am one big fan of very chunky chords. I think this theme and Balhazak's theme both have the kind of opening chunky chords. They sound very, very dramatic, and that's one of the things I absolutely loved about this theme. It just really fits that whole, look, you're at the end of the game, you're kind of at the end boss. You fought Gore Magala, whose theme sounded very creepy and a bit kind of chaotic and crazy. And then you've got Shigaru's theme, which is just kind of heroic and very valiant and majestic, because, you know, obviously you've got this monster now which has grown up and is very powerful. And I think it just did such a good job of representing Shigaru's, I guess, appearance and what the monster is like. But just in general, I really enjoy playing pieces that have these big chords and these big sounds. This is obviously not as fast as some of the other pieces I've put in this list, but it has to be one just for the pure kind of power behind it, and just how dramatic it is was something that I really enjoyed. And it's kind of part of my style as well. When I play the piano, I usually tend to kind of double up the notes in the left hand, because I like the fuller sound, and I feel like it makes it sound a little bit louder, and I guess that's just something that worked really well with this piece. So it really does deserve a place in the top 5 covers that I enjoyed playing, and again, it's one that I still know and I still like to play to this day. So there we have it, my top 5 Monster Hunter covers that I really enjoyed playing and learning. It was incredibly hard to be able to kind of shrink down this massive list of covers I have on my channel to only 5, but I gave it a good go. I could have obviously picked so many more covers, but these are definitely some of my favorites here. And I think it's kind of interesting because some of them are quite similar in terms of, like I said before, they're fast and they're energetic. And then on the other hand, some of them are different in other ways. And I think that's just comes with, you know, what I enjoy most about playing these covers. And yeah, I mean, I hope you found that really interesting. I said it was certainly interesting to look through all the covers I did and think, which ones did I really enjoy? And I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and really look forward to more covers in the future. As I said, I'm super excited about my piano coming. I'm going to post up some pictures on social media when that arrives to get the hype building. And obviously, please check out my reaction video to Monster Hunter Rise. I am so excited. I think you can definitely tell from that video, but wherever you are, I really hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you all again soon. Bye everyone!